Good morning. Happy Friday, y'all. How y'all doing? Me, I'm doing good. Thanks to somebody who I saw in my comments. I saw the skit with Anthony and Amber, and I'm proud of both of them. I'm proud both of them are taking accountability for each other's part of what they did in this marriage. I'm hoping they can walk away being friends, but I saw y'all in Miss Brenda's comments talking about y'all hoping that baby's not his because that is the one thing that probably will save their marriage. But here's the thing that both of them need to take from this. They allowed two people that were serpents sent by the devil to destroy their marriage. So they fed into it no differently than Adam and Eve. That's the one thing that comes to my mind every time I make a decision, whether or not God is the one that is helping me make the decision, or is it the devil the one making the decision for me. And that's the one thing I'm teaching my new clients, is that you need to understand, is what you're doing in the long run something that's going to be worth doing something negative for. In the moment, yes, that temptation and having sex and doing all those things feel good, but it's just for the moment. And I think that's something both of them are coming to the realization of, that what both of them did was a moment of weakness. Same way what it was with Eve. When the servant took advantage of Eve, Eve didn't know no better, and Adam wasn't there to stop her. That's why when y'all hear me say the reason negative people do the things they do is because there's nobody there to stop them from doing it. Nobody trying to pull them from doing that. And that's how negativity, as far as people and situations, get you, because you don't see it coming. And there's nobody there to talk you out of it, as far as a human being. Because a lot of us don't really hear God when God is saying, no, 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 no. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. But we don't hear it. We don't hear it at all. So what I want people to understand is, I get it. And I told y'all, Amber and Anthony are two good people, that if they would have never allowed Wayne and Shayla to take advantage of them, and one of them would have been the stronger person, they could have got through this. Because if it happened one time, that's something you can get through. But multiple times, that's a whole different situation. Now, if it turns out that Kai is not Anthony's baby, then can they work it out? Yeah, but they're going to have to cut some things. And number one, they will have to date again. The marriage, as they know it, is over. You got to start over. You got to date again, get to know each other for the people you are now. Continue going to counseling, continuing to get to know each other. So one of the goals that I have for couples that are going through something like this is, y'all can't live in the same house. Y'all got to literally date again. You got to get to know each other from the people that you are now. You can't go back to what was, because that is gone. That is shattered. Ain't no coming back from that. It's already broken. And that can't be repaired. But can you create a new relationship that's better than the one you had? Yes. But the reason you want to go to counseling is so you can get over all of those things. Because do I think that Anthony would cheat on her again, or her cheating on him? No. For some people, it will never happen again. And for others, it will continue to happen. But that's why I say they need to date again for at least about a good year or two to get to know each other all over again. So can they still be married and still be dating and not live in the same house? Yes. Can they live in the same house and be in separate bedrooms? Yes. But you got to date again. It starts all over again. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You have to start over. And starting over means that relationship is dead. This is a new relationship, new beginning, new chapters. That one is closed. And the problem is, people want to continue that same chapter, but you're not the same people. So that chapter was closed once the infidelity happened. Once you found out, you got to end that relationship to build something better. So can I see the two of them, if it comes out that the baby is not his, for them to get back together? Yeah. But Amber will more than likely cut off Wayne. And Anthony, I think, will as well. I think both of them going to end up cutting off Wayne and Shayla. Because both of them were the issue. So again, just because you see something better doesn't mean that it is. It ain't nothing but a siren. And that is someone posing as someone that may seem like they're good, but they're not. Hold on a second. Okay, y'all. But can I see them working it out? Yeah. But they would have to start completely over. It can't be the same relationship that it was, because it would never be the same. So I just think they need to basically, essentially, continue going to counseling. But now Anthony needs to tell the truth about how him and Shayla ended up messing around and what happened, the whole scenario. And she needs to tell him the truth about Wayne, the whole entire truth. And they're going to realize they did the same thing for the same reason. But like I said, as long as they both basically understand they're both accountable for what they've done, then that's all that matters, is that they both are understanding they're both responsible for the demise of their marriage. It's not just him. She did stuff too. And that's my point. If you're going to hold one accountable, you have to hold them both accountable for what both of them pretty much have done. But like I said, does it make it right what happened? No, it don't. But can relationships be worked through? Yes, because even as adults, we all make mistakes. And even as adults, we have to understand how we impacted and affected the other person. Now, the one time I would say that there's no coming back when you put your hands on me. Essay, something like that, ain't no coming back from that. But there are things that you can do to, bring a relationship back to what it can be. So I would never say that a relationship can't find its way back or people can't find their way back. I would just say that you're gonna have to learn, you need time apart. Like, there are people that end up back together 20 years later because the whole time that was their person, but they were just young. That's why I don't recommend people dating young. That's why I would rather wait till that person get about 25, between 27 and 30, and then start dating. Because that way you're able to, really get to know yourself and then say, okay, now I want to get married. Now I want to have a family. Now I want to have all of these things. And that's because you have taken the time to find yourself. But I get it. I understand. So no, I'm not against Amber. I'm rooting for her. I want her to absolutely win. She deserves to win. But at the same time, like I said, I just learned that everybody makes mistakes. There's not one person in this situation that's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. So in the end, I'm not judging her because of the things you think I'm judging her for. It's just, I hate to see someone go through something that they don't have to go through in the first place. So all I will say in this situation is that, the two of them can work it out. It may take a little bit of time, but they can. But they got to find out about that baby first. That is something they have to find out. If it comes out that he's not the father, that is going to be very, 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 very interesting. So we will see how this play out in time. But I'm glad both of them are realizing they both played a part. One is not better than the other. They both did the exact same thing. One committed infidelity, the other one committed adultery. They both almost, their infidelity was pretty much identical. Only difference is Amber did not get pregnant. She almost got pregnant, but she didn't get pregnant. So I'm just glad that the two of them came to and she said they can be friends one day. It may take time, but it will, be one day. So we'll have to see. So we'll see how it play out. So with that being said, I'm gonna go now. Y'all enjoy your day. I got some work to do. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I want them both to win. I want both of them to be happy, whether they're together or whether they're apart. I just want both of them to be happy. And whatever way that takes to do so, so be it.